2024 fiscal year to 5-man Rivers Assembly faction and demolish it as House of Assembly complex. I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otutoju and Emeka Madunago. So if you're ready, let the hangout start now. Thank you for staying with us. Flight cancellation and delays have become the norm in Nigeria. Now, to the consternation of air passengers, but the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, said he's working on plans to ensure that commercial airlines operating in the country pay compensation to passengers for delay or cancelled flights from January 2024. While appearing before the Joint Committee of the National Assembly on Aviation for the 2024 budget defense, Keyamo explained that the ministry also plans to publish the lists of airlines that delay or cancel flights every week in media houses as part of its efforts to regulate the sector. Jide, for January 2024, this will be a welcome development. That I know that I have an appointment in Abuja. I can leave Lagos. If I have 8 a.m. appointment, I can leave Lagos 6 a.m. and I'm sure that I will still catch my appointments.
It's not as simple as that. If the weather gets in the way, no pilot who is not drunk will say he's going to fly. So sometimes it's not in their hands, but what I hate is the fact that they do not communicate. They will just leave you guys there. There are times when the weather is too bad to fly. By this time of the year now, in the northeast, the Sahelian haze is a big problem. Even for the Air Force, this is a terrible time for them in the war against terror, because there are times when they will receive information that terrorists are operating somewhere, but because the weather is bad, they will not be able to get in the air and go and take on those guys. So it happens. Sometimes flight can be terrible and flights will be cancelled. Even in Europe, also at this time of the year, when the weather is terrible, you cannot do anything about it. You just have to wait until you get the all clear to fly. I know that sometimes it is not the fault of the airlines, but an airline that keeps people at the airport for up to 7-8 hours and then cite operational, explain away the delay by simply telling people that due to operational reasons.
Yeah.
That is what I oppose as a person. They say part 19 of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Regulation applies to all passengers departing from any airport located within Nigeria. And it says that in the event of a scheduled flight is cancelled, the airline is obligated to offer assistance to the passengers in these forms: mails, telephones, calls, SMS, and emails, in addition to rerouting and reimbursement. This is, however, subject to if the cancellation is communicated to the passenger 24 hours prior to the time of the scheduled flight in the case of a domestic flight, and 7 days in the case of an international flight. Also, the airline must inform the passengers of possible alternative transport. What the minister is saying is that people would be reimbursed. I think that even reimbursement is not enough. For example, where you have an interview and due to operational reasons, the flight gets cancelled at short notice, you are likely to miss your interview appointment. I've seen a man on an early flight, in fact, almost ran mad because we were leaving Abuja, coming to Lagos, where he would then pick the flight
Connect
to
international
Dubai.
flights.
To Dubai. And then they delayed the thing. It was clear to him that he had missed the flight. So, and his children were waiting at the airport. They wouldn't leave before without their dad. So he was really mad at what is going on there. There's no respect. I think that generally there's no respect for the passenger because the way they behave, these guys behave, especially the ones who are big, so-called market leaders. They believe that whatever it is, look, they have their market share, people can go to places. You want to... I've spoken before about expecting to leave Kano for Lagos at 6 p.m. And we left at 4 a.m.
That's regular, that's the standard.
Can you imagine? So what is the point? You know someone was supposed to appear on our show yesterday. Politics Tonight. Our flight was 1 o'clock. As at 8 p.m., when she was supposed to come on, she was still in the airport. So how do you explain such a thing? Usually they don't even get back to the passenger so that the passenger can make alternative plans. Because if that trip is so crucial to me, and I'm aware that, okay, you will not get back to me until maybe like 5 hours after, of course I will get into another flight and leave. But no communication, you just leave. That's why people get agitated, and some of them will start taking the law into their hands at the airport. They need to communicate. And I don't think that for somebody who has a mega deal in mind, who has to travel, reimbursement is not the solution to his problem. You've damaged him in a way that you can't even quantify. You've caused so much loss to him. So simply reimbursing will not solve the problem. I've said before that because Nigerians don't sue these airlines. Our country is not like other countries of the world where the judicial system operates seamlessly and with admirable efficiency. Here, people just do what they like. They tell you to go to court. You can be in court for 4 years. I know a man who took Arik to court. They've been in court for 4 years.
Get frustrated.
So sometimes they will just advise you better just forget it. If our system could permit people to go to court and justice will be served quickly, I can tell you many people, they will sue these airlines out of existence.
Emeka, for this, if the Ministry of Aviation, if they are able to keep to this promise by January next year, if they are able to even achieve some of these promises, it will bring sanity to that system.
No, I think this issue should actually be put to arbitration. It shouldn't go through this, the normal court process. So that if it's through arbitration, it will be faster. And then there will be instant sanctions. So those airlines will sit up. Then secondly, the quality of staff that a lot of these airlines have is very poor. You wonder where they pick some of these employees. They are so rude, so discourteous, and they lack respect for passengers.
Yes, no respect.
So now, the other day, I saw an ad somewhere. It's like maybe operators of private jets. And now, I think maybe they are now trying to do something like Uber, carpooling. Sort of this passenger pooling thing, whereby maybe if there are this number of seats on an airline and they can share the money, between passengers. So if they can keep getting passengers like that, you will see that the industry, those who run these scheduled flights, they will be in for a lot of problems in no distant time. So they should know that the industry, the business environment generally keeps evolving into new forms. And if they keep treating passengers this way, of course, it's going to backfire on them in the long run. I had an unpleasant experience one time from Abuja to Lagos. When they after delaying us for hours, then we got into the aircraft. They said there was this equipment, I've forgotten the name, that they usually use to start aircraft. I didn't even know that there's an equipment. It was when I went online that I saw that there's equipment, they call it one name, that they need. So they brought the first one and tried it. They said it was faulty. We waited again till they brought another one and tried and started the aircraft. Well, we just had to pray because I didn't even understand what was going on at that time. And then, and by then it was night. It was late in the night. So we just had to pray that, well, I don't know what is going on. And then eventually, well, thank God the flight got to Lagos safely. So all of these things combined, passengers don't have to be suffering all these delays because it also shows that our attitude to business is poor. Customer service is poor. And passengers are not even compensated at all. They don't even feel that passengers deserve any explanation. So I think if barring weather conditions or any other factors beyond the control of the airlines, I think the airlines should be sanctioned. It should not just be about paying compensation. In addition to paying compensation, it should be full compensation. Then they should also be sanctioned. If there are some of them that are just cutting corners and all of that, I think their licenses should be suspended. Let them go, because there have been complaints in recent times about certain things about the aviation sector. So if there are those of them whose licenses need to be suspended so that they can go and put things right, I think it should be done. They cannot be toying with
especially if an airline is notorious for flight cancellations, for delays. Something has to be done about them. That means they are not up to scratch about the line of business that they got themselves into. So I believe that the regulator can go further than simply asking them, mandating them to reimburse people. What of the business that you cause someone to lose? What is the reimbursement? You are going to pay the value of the ticket. But how about business that you have endangered? That you know?
Yes. Some airlines will even tell you, they will even tell you after delaying you that you should come for light refreshment.
Yeah, that's
this
the thing.
Particular this thing is going to be delayed for 3 hours.
It's part of what I read out earlier, that meals to help people to make phone calls. And what usually before I even go to the airport, I first load my belly.
I tell myself,
because the
kind of have an appointment. They're talking of
the cost of buying food in the airport. Yeah. If you don't load your belly sufficiently and you get hungry, and you step forward to say you want to buy rice or whatever, the cost of a meal at the airport is water and the leg.
With the ambience, charge you.
You know? So the best thing is first load your belly. You know that you are not going to feel hungry for because you could be there 10 hours. I think it happened, was it not the former transport minister? Yeah, along with others, they kept them there for more than 7 hours. You know, so except you are prepared to fly the charter
jet.
Yes, the Nigerian airlines are generally very erratic in terms of their service delivery. Usually when a new airline begins operation, you will see that they will be more punctual. You know, flights, punctuality and all that, they will have it. They will leave at the appropriate time. But once they start having customers and they believe that they have their fit family on the ground, you start seeing them misbehaving. You know, others, they will no longer care about punctuality, and you see their staff extremely discourteous. You talk to people rudely. I mean, it is from the money they pay that they pay your salary. You have to respect people. They say the customer is king. In some cases, they will abuse you. They don't want to know whether you are a customer. You know, some women who sell food now, once they know that if you don't come, others will come. Yes, they will even insult you on top of the food that you want to buy. So in Nigeria, it's not all the time that the customer is king. I just hope that they can go really far on this matter, because it's a big problem. If we had time and we can look at the statistics showing the number of cancelled flights, you will be alarmed. You will be alarmed.
All right. All it takes for evil to triumph in the society is for men of goodwill to remain silent After much public outcry and presidential intervention, stakeholders involved in the political impasse in Ondo State have told the paths of reason. The State House of Assembly has finally declared the State Deputy Governor, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, the acting governor. The Speaker of the House, Olumide Oladiji, confirmed the medical leave notification letter from Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. Oladiji said Aiyedatiwa would take over the responsibilities of the governor in acting capacity until there is a written declaration to the contrary. Now, in line with Section 190 of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, let's hear from the Speaker.
Fifth letter of transmission from Executive Governor to His Excellency Lucky Orimisa Aiyedatiwa. I've received the letter, so my duty now, is to give instruction to the clerk of the house to put up a letter of approval, of which I'm going to approve, and then we forward it to the SSG.
Jude, and finally, the House of Assembly today formally declared Lucky Aiyedatiwa as the acting governor of Ondo State.
Yes, the horror show is over at last. No state deserves the sort of terrible and debasing politics that we've witnessed in the last few months. Governor Akeredolu has been on perpetual medical leave. Seeing headlines suggesting that he's going on medical leave. He's been on medical leave long before he even traveled to Germany. And since he arrived in September, he's been on medical leave. So don't tell us he's just going on medical leave. He's been on medical leave. The only difference now is that the person who by law should function in his place was not allowed to function. They came up with a threat of impeachment and all that, accusing him of things that he did not do, things that they cannot prove. You're talking about gross misconduct. Gross misconduct should even be apparent to a layman. We can't see any misconduct. You are just playing politics. Everybody wants to succeed a man who is ill, instead of focusing on how the man will get back on his feet. No, it has taken presidential intervention for the rubbish going on to end.
To whip them to life.
The president intervened the first time. They go back.
Yes, they did not implement
what was agreed. And we started reading conflicting accounts of what transpired. I mean, what is the point in getting a man to sign an undated resignation letter? It was all to make them feel comfortable that there's no need to proceed with impeaching this man, that he has agreed that he would not dissolve the ESCO and that he would not change the leadership of the House. In spite of those the steps that the man took, in spite of the commitment that he made, when they got back to Ondo, they were still their old selves.
People.
And then reports of forging of the governor's handwriting, forging of signature, confirmed after forensic analysis by even a sitting commissioner. That's what prompted the president to say, this thing is getting out of hand. And then, with the EFCC already inundated with those stories, the president had to intervene again. You can imagine the president who had a busy day. He was attending the Chief of Army Staff conference in Maiduguri. He came back that same night, and still had to meet with politicians who simply chose not to do the reasonable. This is what the law says. The law is clear. Now, the law does not even need, it is once it is clear that you are traveling,
Yeah.
you are going to be away for a number of days, you are supposed to transmit power to your deputy. Once it is clear that you cannot function in your capacity as governor or even as president, the natural thing is for your deputy
to step in.
So, did it not happen between Buhari and Oshibajo? Oshibajo took over. So it's just the power play, the battle for succession and all that led us to all this. The state has lost tremendously in terms of governance. It's the people who have lost. But now that the deputy governor has the opportunity to do the work, hopefully they will be able to slow down the generation that is. Because when a governor, an active one at that, cannot function, it will be so evident to everyone that this man is not at home. We are not seeing the governor, because he likes to personally supervise his projects and all that. You see him and he will get angry with contractors. You see, he is the kind of governor that you cannot take things lightly with him. You have to, if he gives you a job to do, you can be sure that he will be on your neck until you deliver. That's the sort of governor that is. But unfortunately, illness has wills that he will not be able to function effectively. But right now, all that we want to see is for the acting governor to get down to brass tacks, do the job, take control of the state. Don't be afraid of anyone. Be faithful to your conscience. Do what is right for the state.
Show leadership right now.
Show leadership.
In charge.
You've been given the mantle of leadership. Show leadership. Don't be scared of anyone. Because at the end of the day, posterity will judge you.
Yeah.
If you go there and simply fail to perform, you will be judged. No one knows when the governor will return.
Yes.
So you have to be focused on the job.
And Emeka.
But I'm really worried about that undated resignation letter, because the speaker stresses so much. So what it means is that there are still some schemes to make sure that the deputy governor, that the acting governor now doesn't perform very well. The new budget, the budget for 2024 will have to be presented. How will they go about it? There are a number of things that have to be done. And then I think...
Well, in his place as acting governor, you will...
Yeah, I hope they will allow him to do it. I hope they will not. I hope they will not, because it's clearly shown from the utterances of some officials of state government has shown that they're really up in arms against the acting governor. And I wonder how they'll be able to work together.
But I think that the meeting of a lot of those things were addressed by the meeting of the day before yesterday. Because
if they will sit up.
The man,
Nigerian politicians
the man
are very funny.
The president was very angry with them. He showed his anger and told them to go and do the needful. And you could see the speed with which they responded. So they could see that, look, this man was no longer going to take...
That's the person that could take
what was going on. Initially, the first meeting was, okay, let's try and make peace. Let's stop this impeachment. Although the courts had even stopped the impeachment, they had reached a dead end. Because the deputy governor went to court, and because of the fact that he went to court and the interlocutory injunction that he got, the CJ refused to set up a panel that will look into those allegations. So without those, without the panel being set up and those allegations being looked into, you cannot proceed with the impeachment process. So they were already at a dead end. Legally speaking, they were already at a dead end. That was why they were pushing that he should withdraw the matter from court. He should withdraw the matter from court. After the president intervened, he withdrew the matter from court. So it's no longer a court matter now. That was the first time. But they still continued to not let him take charge, until this last... Why are they? Is it just now that we are hearing that Akeredolu is going back to Germany? I said something here that if they truly love this man, They should be focused on how he will recover. Why did you even...
I think a protest was even being planned for tomorrow.
Yes, it should be focused on how do we get this man to regain his fitness, it will be well, instead of the nasty politics being played here and there. Now we are saying, oh, he will be focused. The statement said he will now be focused. He will prioritize his health. Oh.
All right.
What are we? So you didn't know that he should prioritize his health?
Not a priority before. All right, we'll take this break. When we come back, we'll talk more. Stay with us.
Be this. See me see trouble. So today, I said I should treat myself as salary just enter. I ordered my food and was looking forward to demolishing all the orishi.
Pay before serving. Are they run?
Oh yeah, time to pay rich now.
Food where you never pay for.
Now here my card begin acting. Hey.
You know what?
You know what? Okay. After debiting me, it's like this one wants to find my trouble. Say premium dragging. Oh, because this card did not work.
Save yourself the embarrassment. Get a card that works with MoneyPoint Personal Banking. Download the app, request for a card and have it delivered to you in 48 hours. Experience banking on point because your money no go hang.
In today's world, our lifestyle, both at work and at play, depends on connectivity. Our connectivity depends on the devices that make it possible, and these devices depend on electric power. When power fails, our life shrinks, our work drops, and our joy dips. JRB Solar Energy Systems are here to ensure that we enjoy uninterruptible power, uninterruptible joy. Whether you're running a business, an institution, or just a home you return daily to rest, JRB has got you covered. No project is too big for our super digital inverters, long-lasting batteries, and efficient solar panels. Go. Dream on. Change your world. JRB solar inverters, batteries, solar panels, solar streetlights, and more. Telephone 0906 752 1111. Email sales@jrbsolar.com. With JRB, the sun's gonna shine on everything you do.
Thank you for staying with us. All right. Complaints about human rights abuses in Nigeria by law enforcement agents linger, with efforts to check the menace yielding little results. To stem the tide, human rights activists have called for proper reform of the police. At the 2023 Human Rights Day celebration by the Ikeja branch of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, stakeholders, including Babajide Kolade Otitoju, sought effective capacity for law enforcement agents. Let's share the story by TVC News' Kemi Fola Adeyemo with you.
The keynote speaker praises Chapter 4 of the Nigerian Constitution, which provides for the fundamental human rights of all Nigerians with regards to the operations of law enforcement agencies in the country.
There is a policing culture, a law enforcement culture, a culture of violence, a culture of influence wielding, power wielding that we must begin to try to circumscribe. And that itself cannot happen only within policing agencies. We must first of all start working on our tendency to be a very violent population.
Enjoyment of one's rights depends on the fulfillment of other rights. Law enforcement agencies have greater responsibilities of granting these rights in the pursuit of equality and non-discrimination.
The responsibility of every government to secure as well as ensure these rights are protected insofar as exercise of self do not interfere or pose a threat to the rights of others.
Observers say security agencies, especially the police force, are most culpable of human rights abuses in Nigeria. In giving spirit to the long-standing advocacy for reorientation of the police force, speakers at this summit debated on whether the present crop of officers needs to be phased out totally.
I call for an intervention that will make, we call it as part of the reform, make the Nigerian government to enlist young men and women, graduates, into the police force, take them out of the country so that they can be trained for some time, and when they come, establish special units for them and be replicating that. You may do that for 10 years. You see this police force that we have now, phase them out by retirement or by something. I'm quite convinced that that's what we need to do. If you bring them in and commingle them with this, they will be destroyed. No matter what it is, you may sit down where you don't, it is so terrible.
Anybody without the right comportment to wear this uniform that they are wearing, they should be sent out of the system. Otherwise, we won't achieve the right level of law enforcement, and people's rights will continue to get trampled. I know that within the police there are people that you can't bribe. I disagree that everybody is a thief. I've seen people that they would rather die than take a bribe from you within the police. Some of them, we've mentioned their names. Some of them, they punish them with bad postings just because they chose not to be like others. These are people that we should venerate, we should lift them up, we should use them as good examples to others. But instead of doing that, their own bosses will be doing their best to frustrate them out of the system because they chose to be clean. It has to stop.
These advocates also call on governments to be alive to their duties for the good of all. Kemi Foladeyemo, TVC News, Lagos.
Jude, advocating duty, that total fraud from this present stock, young generation.
Professor Asenwa spoke at length about the problem we have with law enforcement. You see, the law does not permit the police to extract evidence, to extract information from a suspect by torturing the suspect. But you and I know.
We do that every day.
You and I know that once you get into that cell, you are already dehumanized.
Yeah.
And all kinds of modules are used to extract confession from you. Sometimes people are forced to lie against themselves because
can't bear the pains.
Because the pain had become unbearable. But the law is clear. It's clear that you cannot torture people. All of the extrajudicial killings going on, the law does not permit it. And the point that we made is that judges are aware that the police used illegal means to obtain information. They are not obligated by law to accept the evidence brought to court on account of illegal means being used to extract so-called evidence from people. The way our own armed forces, the way our own law enforcement people dehumanize Nigerians has to stop. If we say, okay, that we are all equal before the law, you and I know that if you have a case against a governor, a sitting governor, for example, or somebody that big, you are both not equal before the law. You are deceiving yourself. But the law envisages equality of all men and women. But what do we have? So when you look at the what we have in Chapter 4 of the Constitution, all of those rights due to us as individuals, you look at them one after another. You ask yourself that in our country, are these rights guaranteed to us? Does the poor man even have a feeling that when he goes before a judge, he is likely to get justice? There's no such guarantee. So we just need to improve the law enforcement, because the law enforcement officers are the people who are supposed to ensure that my rights are guaranteed. If somebody wants to infringe on my right, they are supposed to step in. You know? They are supposed to have freedom of association, freedom of expression, freedom of religion,
freedom of assembly.
Freedom of assembly. So there are some people today, if they get up to say they are changing faith, it becomes something that could even lead to a loss of life if you are not careful. So these rights are there. How do we ensure that the rights that the law gives the Nigerian, every Nigerian, no matter his ethnicity, no matter his status in the society, should be able to exercise those rights, should be able to enjoy those rights? But that is not the case. And the police, law enforcement, I saw some of them, they sat down with those uniforms. I'm saying, look, some of them, some are even substance abusers. You give uniform to a person who is a substance abuser.
Yeah. Go to uncomplete.
He's going to use that voice
in their head, and you see.
So look at the bad eggs within the armed forces, and they wear uniform. They've already diminished that uniform by their conduct, and that's why I made the point that people by their conduct do not deserve to wear those uniforms. Get them out of the system. The quality and character of law enforcement operatives, and say, yes, these guys are coming of age, these guys are a lot better. Today, people are not comfortable around them.
People will tell you that our police cannot be different from the way we are. It's a reflection of the country.
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Want to
there's a reason.
And the country
there is a reason. There is a reason. So that means that there's a deliberate, it's the wrong people are deliberately being recruited into the police. Because even if a society is bad, there should be people. There's a reason why people are recruited, because by reason of their character, their competence, and they also have referees who can vouch for them that their conduct, is above board. Such people are not just police officers or military officers; they are also role models.
Yes. At least they should have done background checks.
Background checks. So you see, the issue is that the one unfortunate thing is that you find a number of people in these forces don't even see themselves as role models. Somebody said he was taking some children to school, and then, early in the morning, he was taking them to school, and then some policemen stopped him. They were delaying, and the children, little school children, just shouted at him, "Okay, please give them the money they want. Give them the money they want, so that we won't go late to school." Little children already know that when you get to a police checkpoint, that you must you will be extorted. So if little children know that, they are telling a driver to do that, just imagine
what they want,
how they will grow up. And the thing is this: did you see the video of the woman from Netherlands?
Yes.
From Netherlands, that policemen somewhere in Oyo were saying, "Give us money, give us." I mean, This
and
is
she has been
something.
to other places. Nobody asked her for money.
This is something.
She got here.
This is a video that's gone viral all over the world. And tomorrow, if one foreign station, one foreign TV station also does a documentary using it, they all come out to say, no, it's a lie. That some people want to tarnish the image of, that they want to tarnish Nigeria's image and all of that. But these little things, these things are pieces of evidence, bits and pieces of evidence that people gather. You go to police stations, even underage persons, people come, make false allegations, spurious allegations, even against underage persons, and they lock them in the cell. Policemen even, they have the guts to ask, to tell you. Even when I introduced myself as a journalist, a policeman was telling me that I should go and bring 200,000 for a case he knew was false. I should go and bring 200,000 to because I told him that somebody was falsely accused. And I told him, I'm a journalist, I'm a senior journalist. He said I should go and bring 200,000. I looked at this fellow. You're asking me to go and bring 200,000? So when the country has got to the level that even the rank and file don't even respect their senior officers, so where do you think?
All right, we'll take another break. When we come back, we'll discuss more. We'll be right back.
Be this. See me see trouble. So today, I said I should treat myself as salary just enter. I ordered my food and was looking forward to demolishing all the rishi.
Baby, before serving. Are they run?
Oh yeah, time to pay rich now.
Food where you never pay for.
Now here my card begin acting. Hey.
You know what?
You know what? Okay. After debiting me, it's like this one wants to find my trouble. Say premium dragging. Oh, because this card did not work.
Save yourself the embarrassment. Get a card that works with MoneyPoint Personal Banking. Download the app, request for a card and have it delivered to you in 48 hours. Experience banking on point because your money no go hang.
Thank you for staying with us. It is fight to finish in River State as the gladiators in the political tension rocking the states show no sign of stopping. State Governor Similai Fubara has presented the 2024 budget proposal of 800 billion naira to the 4-member faction of the State House of Assembly, led by Edison Ihie. The presentation was done at the Government House in Port Harcourt following the demolition of the Assembly complex by the state government. Governor Fubara said the appropriation bill tacked budgets of consolidation and continuity is aimed at promoting economic growth in the states. Let's hear from Governor Similai Fubara.
We assure you that we will never take your trust and confidence for granted. We will remain faithful to our oath of office and do the best we can to advance the aspiration of our people for good governance, peace, security, and inclusive development.
Okay. That's I wish my producer could just show us the 5 assembly members as the governor made his way into the assembly complex. The governor is taking his playbook from Governor Obaseki.
Yes.
Don't forget that in the last dispensation, Obaseki swore in a part of the assembly, 7 in number, later it became 10, thereabouts, and he ruled with them for 4 years.
No, but in that, don't blame Obaseki because they refused to turn up. Those ones stayed away. So they just
middle of the night. That's when they swear in members. People came in.
They were not even ready.
Let's not go. Let's not go there because clearly they've lied to you. And when
you saw somebody in Shodrika
in Ekiti State, we traveled together now.
Yes.
Mojid's elder brother.
Yes. John Raphael. Yes.
On the day they were inaugurated, we were there. Everybody will get the notice.
But
if we sent a notice out to only the people that you wanted to see there, it means that you did not want the other people to be part of the gathering. And you chose a time when people were still in their boxes. Rouse people from their beds, come and do this. They don't do it. We attended it. They didn't do it at 12 minutes.
It's something that people attend, your family members, everybody.
Yes, it's a carnival-like thing. I mean,
we're supposed to be.
The Obaseki template.
I'm not justifying the template.
No,
just that
there is no way by which you can even morally justify it.
Yeah.
Because to try to justify that is to send a clear signal to people that you are not different from them, and we will never be like them. Illegality is illegality.
That's right.
That somebody got away with it does not make it right. You know? And they didn't even have the kind of crisis that we have now in Rivers. It's just a case of, don't let Oshomole take control. Oshomole's person must not be the speaker. That is what they wanted to do. But if a man in Benue did the same thing, stopped his political godfather from producing the speaker. But that one didn't do it at midnight. He sat with them in the course of the
assembly complex at the inauguration.
And the tradition is not for you to sit with them. You are not one of them now. But you sat there and made sure that they chose their leader in your presence. Governors now see the assemblies in their states
as appendages, yes,
as a bunch of their errand boys, maybe like the people that they hold court over, like people in their homes, that they just, loba mi ra bread wa nbe, kini jamilo ni loba mi gbowo to je, loba mi gbowo wa. You know, people that you send on errands, assembly members across our states, they are so shameless, they are spineless, they cannot stand up and exercise the rights, the responsibilities that institution gives them. They've subordinated themselves to governors. They turned themselves to errand boys of governors. People that governors can send on an errand. Governors now believe that in Nigeria, may it stop. By God's grace, it will stop.
Amen.
Governors now believe that they must be the ones to choose speaker. That's supposed to be a different arm of government. You want to be the one to choose speaker for them. It's all rubbish. And we will never make progress if we continue like this, because when a governor is misbehaving, it is the assembly that should step in and say, no, do this. But what we see, it is only when the governor is not doing their bidding. That is when, and usually even when governors are not doing their bidding, you know what they do? They will sacrifice their speaker. They will blame it on the speaker. They will sacrifice their speaker. So, Fubara has seen what Obaseki did and got away with it. So, he too is
don't forget that
the same thing.
They were in court 2 days before now.
To make somebody head of the faction, head of a 5-man faction, now got a court injunction that they should not remove him as
the speaker.
We don't know how long this drama in Rivers will go on. But I remember advising Wike that this thing will get nasty. That the extent to which this thing will go, you may not be able to predict the extent to which, because it's clear now that this guy is prepared to even trample on the law just to make sure that he achieves his aim.
To make
and
sure
his enemies are around the guy. There are people like President Tinubu, but who do not like Wike. Some of those people are with him now.
Yes.
And I warned that it will happen. I warned that you are the elder. It's you who has to calm down. And it's not all wars that people go into. There's not all wars. So Fubara clearly now, what Fubara is desperate to do is to supplant Wike's structures.
Now 25.
No, it's structures. I'm talking about structures now. he wants to replace the local government chairman with caretaker chairman, the same way that governors do illegally. He too has joined the gang of governors who trample on the law just to put caretaker chairman in place. Now, when he puts those caretaker chairmen in place, they will replace the ones that Independent Electoral Commission because due. His plan is to wait rather than conduct primaries and then election. He's trying to put caretaker chairman in place. Once he does that, a substantial portion of the structure has been dismantled. That is what he wants to do, that Wike sensed. But how do you then stop him now? It's like
to stop. That was why I made that statement about Obaseki. You see, it's unfortunate that our democracy has gone.
No, you said they did not go.
But when those ones they didn't.
They were in the majority, so you can't say they didn't plan to go.
No, but what I'm trying to say,
if they were left to conduct the thing, Oshomole's candidate will have emerged as speaker.
As speaker, yes. So what I'm trying to say, following from that, is that you see, when you finish ruling as a governor, spend 8 years. Please pack your bag and go.
You can't still go against
or whatever.
There's no.
Just know that
guarantee.
Please, the people have seen your face for 8 years. Please go away so that they can have a new lease of life. If you like, don't choose somebody who is of a high standing, of high, a high quality individual. If you like, you can go and choose any kind of person. But the point is that you see, power is very sweet. Once he gets it, it's when it has not gone into the hands of people. When power gets into the hands of a man and he sits down, people begin to advise him. Look at look at all the things before you.
Yesterday.
This same man, remember, was it Shomole who said that governors in some areas are even, that the president in some things are, the president is even powerless. Governors sign death warrants. The man looks and sits down and says, yes, I have arrived. And people, praise singers, will be pumping his head with all kinds of possibilities. Then you think that same man who was your bag carrier, your boy of yesterday, will still be the same thing today. No way. He will do anything. And there are, you see, day by day, we now start, we keep seeing bad examples of bad governance. Obaseki was so desperate. I'm not supporting what he did, but just look at how everything turned out. Those pro-Shomole legislators just ended up not going anywhere.
They use the judiciary. They also use the judiciary to deal with them. Because normally, that act of injustice in a decent country should not stand. It should have been upturned. It should have been upturned.
So the mandate of the people who voted for them was just wasted.
They didn't exercise it.
Was just wasted. So it is not right. A lot of these things need to stop.
Look at one of the consequences of this
assembly
rubbish fight is an assembly complex that cost so much
money. So now we don't know who bombed it initially.
Now they're saying the assembly is not
we know who bombed it.
So now they are now saying the integrity of this so that the other faction will not have
be able to sit there.
And they have the mess, don't forget.
So when the former faction was sitting today, they sat inside the government.
The pro-Fubara faction, they are in control of the mess.
Oh man. All right, thank you for your contribution. The message itself is getting more interesting.
Yes, sir. You know they hear what.
And that's our take today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast tonight at 11 p.m. Join us from 1:30 to 3:30 on Sunday for Journalist Hangout on Sunday.
Roll up. Let's go. Welcome to DSTV Land, the most awesomest place to spend your holidays. There's loads to explore with something for everyone.
Amazing.
All the best shows.
Wow.
All the best buzz.
It is pretty great.
So don't miss out and let the holiday fun begin.
It's a blast.
Only on DSTV.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. Do you struggle with having an active and healthy lifestyle due to your busy schedule? Do you find it difficult to make it to the gym? You want to improve your overall health, but don't know where and how to start? Medical experts agree that walking, running, and jogging are amongst the best ways to stay fit and enjoy a great active and healthy lifestyle. What if there was a convenient and affordable way to improve your health, improve your mood, and lose weight right in your own home? Introducing the SportX Digital Compact Treadmill, the compact foldable treadmill that makes being active and losing weight fast and easy. Just unfold it and walk, jog, or run while you watch your favorite programs on TV. And when you're done, just fold it and store it away. Now that's convenience. The secret is its advanced design that houses a 1 horsepower motor that is twice the size of most treadmills, packed into a nice compact unit, powering every step you take. You get the SportX Digital Compact Treadmill System complete with a rugged commercial-grade ultra-durable traction belt, large LCD multifunctional display that displays speed, time, distance, calories, and has 12 different exercise programs, as well as a magnetic safety key for added security.
The SportX treadmill has really helped me get back in shape after childbirth. I love it because it's compact and can fit anywhere in the house. And when I'm done, I fold and put it away. Easy peasy.
This is the best piece of equipment for people like me who want to stay active without leaving the home. I simply unfold it and use it while I watch my favorite program on TV.
Joining the gym can cost an absolute fortune, and you could be paying up to 600,000 naira in annual gym fees. Get the SportX treadmill to save the cost and work out from the convenience of your home. You could pay 500,000 naira for a treadmill like this, but you can get the SportX treadmill for not 400,000 naira, not even 300,000 naira. Order right now and get this for just 294,500 naira only. But wait, there's more. If you order now, you get the SportX Digital Compact Treadmill delivered to you for free wherever you are in Nigeria. The SportX Compact Digital Treadmill comes with ShopX 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied with the treadmill, send it back for a full refund. But hurry, limited stock available. So, call the number on your screen now or visit our website to place your order while stock lasts. The proceeding was a paid presentation brought to you by ShopX TV.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.
You are watching Beyond 100 Days with Nifemi Oguntoye. Thanks for joining us on the program, everyone. Join the conversation right now on X, formerly Twitter, using hashtag Beyond 100 Days. And remember to tag at TVC News NG. We'll begin with the latest development from Rivers State with this morning's demolition of the State Assembly complex and the presentation of budget by Governor Fubara to 4 members of the State Assembly. Commissioner of Police in the state, Olatunji Disu, has appealed to residents and politicians to remain calm, assuring the people that law and order will be maintained in the state.
We have increased policemen on the road. All nooks and crannies of the town are properly policed. Plead to members of the community, all residents in the state, that the police are at alert. All the sister agencies have been informed of what is happening and they are ready to assist, to cooperate. There is no breakdown of law and order. Necessary policing is going on. Let us maintain the law. Let us be straight. We are standing by the law. The law is straight and we are standing by it.
Earlier today, the governor presented the 2024 budget before 4 lawmakers loyal to him at another venue. Governor Fubara said the budget of renewed hope, consolidation and
So there is need for us to use what is available to get more health for the money that is being spent, but also to add more in terms of more resources for the sector on our way to the goals that had been set previously but not met. What the president did this year was to increase the allocation from 3.68% of the federal government's budget to 5% in the proposed appropriation for 2024. Now, it will take the federal government's investments alongside the state governments complementing the federal government. And of course, given the circumstances that we have fiscally, our development partners also chipping in. But as we move in that direction, as we get more health for the resources that will be spent, I believe that the momentum will grow in such a way that we'll get closer to the aspiration that has been set. But it's not going to happen overnight. It's a major shift that has occurred in 2024 proposal, where we're seeing health getting significantly more, and that resource that is available now will be channeled towards the front ends, so that Nigerians will experience an improved health sector, whether in the physical infrastructure in the teaching hospitals, or the primary healthcare centers that are refurbished, equipped, or the training, retraining of the frontline health workers, of which we propose to retrain about 120,000 frontline health workers over time, so that they can engage with citizens and deliver basic healthcare services, antenatal care, stillbirth for women when they come to deliver, treatment of basic ailments like malaria, pneumonia, and other communicable diseases that are becoming more prevalent in our society, like hypertension, diabetes, and many of those that can be addressed at the primary healthcare level, so that we can decongest the higher level health facilities, the teaching hospitals, to focus on the more difficult specialized care. So with that arrangement, and if the states come with us as they've signed the compact and complement what the federal government is doing, and we're very confident, given the huge political will that they demonstrated in tandem with the direction that Mr. President has set, that Nigeria will begin to move closer to that aspiration for an improved healthcare system.
Well, counting on that as well, government has also been talking about a comprehensive revamp of physical infrastructure and equipment. You have also talked extensively about training of frontline healthcare workers starting from next year. But let's talk about the basic healthcare provision fund for a bit. There were plans by the previous administration to refurbish some 10,000 primary healthcare centers across the country. With the launch of this fund and the inauguration of the National Health Act Steering Committee, much of those facilities are reportedly still non-functional. How has this been redesigned for better results? And, Nigerians are also interested to know whether you are willing to probe the monies disbursed last year.
So the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund has 1% of Consolidated Revenue Fund. That is from the federal government portion of the resource that we have. That it's to be channeled towards the primary healthcare system, working with states and local governments. In the last few years, attempts have been made to revitalize the primary healthcare centers. But we have 24,000 primary healthcare centers in Nigeria, and not all of them are functional. In fact, less than a third of them are fully functional. With this revamping, with the Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative, what we're seeking to do is to deploy the resources in the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund in a targeted way to make more of those facilities fully functional, so they can provide as much of the services that are needed